Hello, I guess hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and today we're here to talk about why I think that indexes for cards are stupid, especially for the soccer card market, particularly the card ladder index. I'll be talking about that today and dissecting what's in there and why I think that it doesn't represent what soccer cards are about. Under the surface, I've always sort of known that these indexes were bad, but in a recent podcast with LAFC Gunnar that I was listening to, I'll link it down below, it's a good listen, give it a peek. But he mentioned it, which then got me on the journey of being like, well, what's actually in the card ladder index? Let me go and look. And so that's what we'll be doing today. I have the 1,000 cards here on their site. And from there, you guys can decipher whether or not you think that what is in there is representative of the market or not. So here we are over on Card Ladder right here. It has the value sort of, dwindling down over time. There seems to be like sharp drops, which is a little strange, but overall, that's what we're seeing, a 23% negative rate of growth, and the overall cards is 967. And yeah, I'll just give it a quick scroll here. I mean, you guys can't really tell on the side, but it has all the cards brought up on the side, and I can use Control F to then see how many of something is in here. So I started with sets because that was sort of the easiest to look up, and I think generally speaking, it gives you an idea of what is going on here. So we can start with, I guess, what's going to be the lower numbers and then get to the higher numbers, so it's sort of more shocking. But let's go ahead and type in stickers, right? Stickers are the backbone of the soccer card market. That's literally what it's all built on. Sure, it's called soccer cards now, or we call it soccer cards in the US. Realistically, around the world, it's going to be known as soccer stickers, even if we call it soccer cards. Like, cards and stickers is an entirely different battle debate that you can go over if you want, but how many stickers are in the index? Show me. We got 70. We got 70 out of 1,000 70 out of 1,000 total are stickers. Now there might be some stickers in there that don't say sticker on them, but from what I've found, most of them have either sticker in the title or down here, instead of saying base, it says sticker. So I mean, that was pretty shocking to me when I saw it the first time. Only 70 stickers out of 1,000 total. I mean, I think stickers are much more important than 7% of the population of soccer cards, but to each their own. We then go from stickers to something like mega cracks. We have 51 there if we type in mega. Not bad though to have 50 mega cracks. I feel like that's a little bit more appropriate at least. If we go then to Monday Chromo, we can see that there's 37. A big brand like Panini Foot, or I guess we could just type in Foot and that should do it. Only 5, and all of these were Mbappe, which I thought was wild because if you know about the collecting history of soccer, I mean, Panini Foot's a pretty big set because that encompasses all the great France legends that came out of there, and we got nothing in here except for the Mbappe Foot stickers from 2016. We go on from there to Calciatore. Only 9. Spoiler, all 9 of these are just Maradonas in different grade. So, is what it is. Again, I mean, that's where it gets a little crazy to me. I mean, but between Panini Foot and Calciatore, you only have, 14 in there. And really, it's just 2 stickers. I mean, it's one of one kind, one of the other, just a bunch of different grades. So, I don't think that's great. I then looked up Bergman before. There's no Bergman, so no Gerd Muller, no Beckenbauer, none of that. We could even go for treble. I know treble is sort of the big set people are liking now. There's no treble in there. Eminence, there's no eminence. Flawless, people are loving flawless. There's no flawless. I know that maybe you don't want to track as niche cards on a, what's supposed to be an index that trades frequently, but I mean, in soccer, honestly, a lot of these cards still trade pretty frequently because they haven't been locked down in collections for 5, 10, 20 years, Nonetheless, that's what we have, right? So, I mean, from that, you can tell there's not a lot when it comes to, what I would consider to be some of the key sets for soccer. Now let's look up something like Prism. Prism, 355 up here in the top. If you can't see, it might be a little small, but 355. It is ridiculous. I mean, if I scroll, it says all the highlighted prisms, like Prism. We got another Prism. We got more Prism. We got Prism. We got Prism. Like, just so many Prism. Now, to be fair, there are some, like I just saw that with the Select Pulisic, where it says multicolor Prism, but it's actually Select. So, to be fair, maybe it's a little lower. Maybe you say 300. Either way, the fact that Prism absolutely dwarf every other set that's in here is pretty wild to me. I definitely, I mean, I understand where it's coming from in the sense that, yeah, Prism's the thing that popped off and that's what people kind of know about, but it's no longer, the staple of the card market that this index would try to claim that it is. I don't know. If we go to select, that has 71, so select even has, you know, more in here than some of the major key sets long term. And even then, they don't have a lot of great select cards, like not a lot of numbered, not a lot of fun stuff, but just some of your basic. And then we also have Donruss. Donruss has 100 in here as well, and a lot a lot of kabooms, but 100 in here. So they have, between Donruss, Select, and Prism, there's about 500 to 525 cards in here. So that makes up half, if not more, of the index between those three sets that are all ultra modern, and a lot of which encompass players that don't really matter. Like this Zlatan Donruss, sure, kaboom, I get it. But you'll see as we go that there are a lot of kabooms for guys that just don't even matter. It's crazy to me. I guess finally, I hadn't looked that up, but we will look it up. Just kabooms alone, and this was the funniest part to me. 217 kabooms are in the index. That is crazy. That is like, this index looks like it was built by someone who came into the card market in 2020, 2021, and only briefly learned soccer. They scrolled through some, you know, big golden listings, took all those cards, and then beyond that, they just said, all right, give me Kaboom, give me Prism. What are the people posting? It's just crazy to me, like, that you can have 217 Kabooms, and you don't even, well, we'll get to it, but you don't even have, like, all the legendary players combined barely even have that many cards in here. But we'll talk about that. So now we'll get on to the players and kind of, you know, see who's in here in that regard. I'll say some of the ones that stuck out to me. For the big three, so we have Pele, he has 51 in here. Then if you go to Ronaldo, he has 137. And then if you go to Messi, he has 138. So as you can tell, Messi, Ronaldo get, you know, a lot more representation than Pele, which I don't feel is necessarily fair, especially when Pele has a plethora of rookie stickers, rookie stuff that you can go to. Even beyond that, just speaking in terms of, you know, Ronaldo having 140 in here compared to what you'll see in a second, I think that's a bit high. But I do understand he's the ultra modern, you know, one of the ultra modern goats, so we talk about him. But here, Zidane, nothing in here. No Zidane rookies, nothing. Zidane doesn't even exist, you know, one of the best players of all time. They don't care. Gerd Muller or Thomas Muller combined, there are 6, and they are all Thomas Muller Prisms from 2018, which again, why is this in here? I will not know. If you're going to get Thomas Muller Prisms in here, at least get 2014, you know, the first set of World Cup Prism, his World Cup winning year. No, we just got 2018 silver PSA 9s for no reason at all. Beckenbauer, the only Becks we got in here is David Beckham, and there's 3 of them, so between Beckenbauer and David Beckham, you know, not much going on. Cruyff, he actually has 15, which, I mean, I was kind of surprised, but I didn't think it'd be anything, but it's the Palarex and the Vanderhoot sticker in different grades. To be fair, they don't even have the Verlog, which is, in my opinion, the true rookie, it seems to be, but nonetheless, you know, at least they tried. Maradona, 30. Not bad, okay, not bad. And then Thierry Henry, we kind of went through it earlier, but no French stickers in here, which is crazy. Like, no Thierry Henrys in here at all. Okay, Di Stefano, also none in here. I could go on, but basically, unless you are the top 3 or 4 guy of all time, you're not in here. If you're 5 to 20, they don't care, which to me is very silly, very short-sighted, very Americanistic view of the market where, you know, we got Ronaldo, Messi, Pele, and then, you know, everyone else kind of whatever. But then comparing it to the ultra-modern side of it, we have Haaland here. Haaland has 44. Mbappe has 90, which is pretty significant. And then these are a couple of the weirder ones. Ansu Fati with 16, so he has as many as, you know, what Johan Cruyff had in here. So glad to see that they're, you know, equally weighted on the index. And then Rashford has 21 appearances, you know, closing in on Maradona range in terms of how much he's in this index. But yeah, you know, he's a really big name that everyone loves nowadays. To nail the point home on what I think is wrong with this index, if you look at the year 2020, how many are in here? 85 cards. Okay, well now let's go 2019, 91 cards. So, you know, 170 total, something like that. And then go 2018, 329 cards. Essentially, adding that all together, between 2018 and 2020, that makes up half this index. If that was the same thing for any other index, they would have gotten clobbered, right? If basketball's index was half cards from 2018 to 2020, would have been clobbered. Baseball, if it was half cards from 2018 to 2020, would have been clobbered, right? Everything was like that because a lot of these newer cards, they were printed a very high amount. and they don't have a ton of true collectors with true collectability, with year-over-year performances, and a lot of these guys are young. You know, like, this is just, I've always said it in the past. If you told me, hey, you can buy a basket of every rookie for a rookie class, how will it do over time? It will do terribly, especially in these markets that we've been in lately, because everyone is so speculative, but so not willing to understand what the reality is going to be for most of these guys, that they're just overpriced. And so this card ladder index basically took the basket approach to cards that were made, you know, in the boom or during the boom, basically, and said, well, how will they do? And it hasn't been good. And I think a lot of people could tell you that. You know, anyone in basically any sport at this point knows that, you know, cards made in the last few years, not really doing that great. And a lot of people are kind of avoiding it because they don't like them. But when you have people making an index where all they know is what's happened the last couple years, and they really don't love it. Like, even for me, I'm not going to say it's easy, right? I'm a soccer card guy, soccer sticker guy. I love soccer collecting. I'm still learning stuff. You know, I'm still getting better. And I've been in this, you know, doing soccer cards heavily for 2 to 3 years at this point. It's still hard, right? So I'm not giving them shit. I'm not saying that, you know, this has to be better. Blah, blah, blah. I'm saying for the people that use this and think of this as some, you know, Bible of the hobby, that soccer cards are going down and that proves that soccer sucks. I mean, you can do that if you want, but I'm just throwing out there why I think that that might not be the smartest thing to do. And maybe, you know, go out and track other cards that, you know, you either care about or you know other people care about or you know the hobby cares about, right? I don't think blindly tracking whatever leading company wants to show you whatever set of cards they want to show you. I don't think that's a good way of going about it. And I think it can lead you astray, like this chart easily could, in my opinion. So that's going to be it for the video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Honestly, I didn't plan on making this one, but this chart just got me so riled up and I had to share it. So would love to hear your guys' opinions below, what you think of this chart, what you think of indexes in general. Do you follow them? Do you care? And if you want to see more videos like this, as soon as I go live, make sure to subscribe. But with that said, hopefully you have a wonderful day and peace.